call it Israelite music because my faith is that Israel is the nation of people from all nations that is being gathered. It's a prophetic nation, not just a bloodline nation, but a spiritual nation. You know, like it talks about in the scriptures, a new covenant written on our hearts, you know, made of the house of Israel. So no matter your race, if you have the heart condition, you're an Israelite. So this is Israelite music.
Now, how long have you been in the business now as far as playing music and singing and spreading the gospel of reggae music?
Well, I mean, my first bands were in high school, you know, and that was like 95, 96. And we did a little recording then. But Carl and I, we kind of got more serious in about 2000. We started our first band, was called KjEE, after the true name of the Apostle Peter.
Okay.
You know, so the rock. And so we put out an album in 2000 and toured regional, you know, Southeast, you know, Louisiana, Arkansas, those areas, you know, Missouri. And, you know, then we just kept working and working and working. And in about 2004, I kind of started working as a solo artist, went down to Jamaica, started, you know, recording down there. And that's when we came out with Gone Are the Days, the album. Yeah.
During that time, as you make your geographical journey into the music as trying to find your true spirit and roots, what was the situation like for you as you trying to develop yourself and to develop your craft in music?
The crowds?
No, the craft.
The craft. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, when you're starting out, you're like searching for the sound. And, you know, at this point, over the time, I've been blessed to learn, you know, the sound is here with me. You know what I mean? At first, it's like you're searching for it. You want it, you're looking for it. And the more you look, the more you strive, the more you practice, you eventually realize after a certain amount of time, it's here. We have it, you know, and so it's like, I was blessed to get to go live with Earl Chinna Smith in Jamaica for a while, you know, spend some good time in Jamaica learning and studying with some of the elders of reggae music. And that's even what they taught me, you know, more. It's just like, just to be real, relaxed, and just play your music from your heart, and that's what the music is really all about. So.
For the audience who don't know, who is Earl Chinna Smith? Elaborate on Chinna Smith.
I mean, Earl Chinna Smith, if you just pick up any reggae album and you look at the liner notes, he's playing guitar.
Well, I'm glad you say that it comes directly from me, not you, because I knew who he is, but some of the younger people who don't know who Chinna Smith is. So now, what was the most difficult time for you when you get into reggae music from Arkansas?
I mean, the most difficult thing was just, you know, there wasn't a lot of culture around. You know, we give thanks, we talk about him a lot. There was one Rasta man, Doc, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that came through, and he really helped cultivate that vibe in a true way. And so that was, you know, but the beautiful thing about being from there is that people are just real.
Right.
You know, it's not an outward appearance that really matters. It's just who you are in your heart. So, I mean, you know, we just love to make music and enjoy the good vibrations.
All right. Speaking of the good music and good vibration, how many albums do you have to your credit as we speak?
Well, like I said, we did one album in 2000 called KjEE.
Right.
But it's not really available except if you contacted us personally. But we have Gone Are the Days came out 2006 and then got signed with Universal, and they put it out, and that's on iTunes and all those things. And then I put out a Solution EP 2008, and then just here in 2011 we put out this next EP, Be Not Dismayed. And so we're actually about to mix our full-length album called Kingdom Road this year.
Where do you go from here? Are we going to see Joseph Israel with his band for the year 2012, 2013?
Yeah, we want to come through Santa Barbara in 2012.
2012.
I was just telling the brothers here that, we definitely want to be here.
2012 will be your mark and your number.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have your guitar here, and you're going to do a little acoustic thing for me before I jump into yours. Talk about some of your track and your new EP.
Well, I mean, you know, the title track is Be Not Dismayed, and I was saying before, I'm a scripture student, and I love to read the prophets, and Jeremiah is one of my favorites, you know, and so reading Jeremiah 23 and Jeremiah 30, you find in Jeremiah 30 he says, be not dismayed, you know, because salvation will come. And you look at the time, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. And, you know, righteous people of a true heart. Israel means those that strive for blessings of God. The literal name Israel means.
Right.
And Jacob was the one who wrestled with the angel all night. and then got the blessing.
All right.
So you know, those people that are willing to wrestle for the truth and to strive for the blessings, you know, they are Jacob. We have that same characteristic.
All right.
You know, and so lift your head up high. You know, be not dismayed at the signs of the time. Though it is Jacob's trouble, he will be saved out of it. You know, so man or woman, they can be a Jacob. You know, they can be that type of person.
All right, that leads me to the next question I want to ask you, okay, as we speak here tonight. You're listening to 92.9 KjEE Reggae Soundclash, 12 minutes in front of 7 o'clock. We'll continue. All right, Joseph, away from Bob, as a youth growing up, who were your protege in the male artists, and who do you like listening to as a female side of reggae music?
Well, I mean, aside from Brother Robert Nesta, you know, Peter Tosh, of course, Bunny Wailer, Burning Spear, Jimmy Cliff, in the reggae music, that's what I really grew up listening to. Gregory Isaacs, you know, what I mean, and then into Dennis Brown and stuff like that. But really, you know, Burning Spear really stood out to me. It's one that I really love his music. And then Brother Luciano, I have to say, Jah Messenger, you know, is my favorite. You know, once I got into that, into the '90s music, you know, and Mikey General, you know, that little that camp there was my great inspiration. I even got to tour with them for 2 years, and that became like a dream come true. You know, also Brother Ziggy, you know, the good someone I always looked up to in the business, and he helped me out a few times too. You know, getting to open for him, opened some doors for me. So yeah.
What about the female side?
I mean, wow. I mean, Marcia, right?
Right.
You know, Judy Mowat. And the sad thing is there's not that many female singers in reggae music, but there's really so many great ones that you even never hear about. Like one of the singers that sings with me, Rochelle Bradshaw. You know, and even you could have heard of her before, Erica Newell. She always sang with the Melody Makers.
Right.
So those are some of my favorite singers, you know. Even Sister Rita, you know, she's had some good songs. And, yeah.
Well, as a young musician, why is that some of the female artists, you know they're out there, they don't get the exposure that they deserve?
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? I'm asking you, coming from a young musician like yourself, how would...
I didn't set the way the industry runs, but you know, I mean, it's just the industry is set in a way that's kind of oppressive, you know. I mean, and it's the way it is kind of set. But you know, all the sisters, if any of them are listening, any woman musicians out there, singers, just press on, you know. And we need to hear your voice, and I support them. You know, you'll see on my Gone Are the Days, Erica and Rochelle sing on there as lead vocalists too, and did the harmonies. So it's really something I want to see happen.
Next question before I take you to the acoustic side.
All right.
Where do you see the music going today in terms of record label? Things has changed.
Well, I think we are in a special time, changing time for music. I mean, when I came into it, it was like you know, even to get a record deal with Universal was the hugest thing. But you see now it's all dissolved, and so it's actually a more even field for anyone that's willing to go out there and work, but it's also harder. So it's like it's easier and it's harder at the same time. So I think right now we just have to stand firm and make real music. And you know, that's the future of music, is just to make real music, play instruments. Like Brother Carl was always telling me, invest in the music, in our skills. We'll make you know, that will be what lasts.
Right. As the music fade down, are you ready to give me an acoustic version here?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you an acoustic version. Let's see here. I'm going to give you song number 2 on our new EP.
All right. Do you want background music, or you just want me to cut it?
Just cut it down. This one is called Better Way.
Better Way. That is Joseph Israel coming at you on the Reggae Soundclash. Go ahead, brother DJ.